Hello, Digital Singh. Uh, I want to know about your family background.
So my family basically belongs to Etawah, UP.
Okay,
So my mother belongs to a village in Etawah called Bagua, and my father belongs to a village called Gadia.
okay,
So that's my family background basically, and
okay. Actually, I don't take misunderstand about my question. Uh, you are a Sikh right now.
yeah,
Sikh is a Sikh. That's
yeah,
all.
yeah,
There is no caste system.
yeah.
But according to the constitution, they put two in one caste. So, what is your caste background?
I don't actually remember because I was not interested in these things much about caste and anything. I think, but according to constitution, I belongs to some SC/ST. I don't actually know which, but I just know SC/ST.
Okay,
I don't know
okay.
much because I'm morely aligned to Sikhism than these things. Like I just feel like these things are just like happening, uh, and none of my business actually. Because I believe in welfare of people and working for my religion, working for myself, working for others, and helping people rather than just wasting my mind on things that doesn't even matter actually in reality. I think before any caste, we should become a good human. As in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Guru Gobind Singh Ji quoted, "Manas ki jaat ek pehchan bo."
Okay.
Human race, because we are one according to the human race. Human race has a none of any caste. So why should I believe in such things?
So,
Or
what is your family? Basically, your family also was in one religion. Now also they are in one religion. They are
they
Arabia.
are they mostly follow Buddhism, but I can say not purely Buddhism, because sometimes they celebrate Hindu festivals just to validate their circle. But I mostly follow Sikhism. I respect all religion. It doesn't mean I don't you cannot say I disrespect Hinduism, I disrespect Islam. No, I respect all religions, but my choice is to just keep my religion and keep my things to myself. Like it's close content only to me. I don't bother others. I don't want to be bothered by others. So it's just my mindset that if I don't have interest in anything, as a graphic designer, it is my work. I made Hindu festival posts, Muslim festival posts, Jain posts, posters about any religion. Like, no, there's no limit about anything. I made it. But personally, I don't love celebrating things. I only celebrate my Gurupurab. Okay.
So, you are saying that from childhood onwards, your family is adopting the Buddhism. Now, why you actually your age is only 25? How you embraced Sikhism?
You can say it is more of a life journey. When I finished my 10th class, my family becomes so toxic around me. They just said, "You cannot do anything in life. You're just a failure. You are a very weak person." I was in kind of a depression at that time. On that time on Facebook, I met a person named Biant. He was from Sikh family, but not a turban Sikh. He was a cut Sikh. So he told me the story. That call happens around 3 a.m. at night. He called me and said, "Aryan, have you ever heard about the 12 p.m. stories? The people who make fun of Sikhs? I want to tell you that you just acting like a coward in your life and planning to do suicide. There is a story that you need to hear. Even if you do suicide after it, I don't care. Just listen it." He told me the story how brave Sikhs and Hari Singh Nalwa used to save the females of Indian from the Mughals and from the atrocities. What I learned from it, it's that there are people who doing bad things. There are people who facing bad things. There are people who fighting against bad things.
Mm, mm,
I see three facets of life in 1 second.
mm.
I ch- I I choose. I will fight again bad things.
That's very excellent. Very
It's
excellent.
just it just, you can say, that was the phoenix moment of my life. I was in the ashes, but just like phoenix always rise from the ashes. So you can say that was the phoenix moment. But a phoenix journey can never be so easy. My father forcingly 2 times trimmed my beard, forcingly cut my hair. I say, just like my gurus, it is going to happen to me. Just like Guru Arjan Dev Ji, I felt like I was on the stone bed of fire. Just like feel like it is another beheading, like this Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. I have to take it. From that day to today, they still oppose me, but they have realized you cannot change Aryan. Aryan changes things. You cannot change Aryan. I changes things. So it's just like that. Mostly I don't tell this story because people like story who have like thrills, who have like story like inspiring. My story is not inspiring for you. It is struggle. It is struggle again. So I am, it's not like I haven't, I'm still fighting, but I believe you have to fight or die, or you just become just like others, every other person. And I believe if you want to stand out, you have to be different, and there is nothing wrong being different. I see people see me as a different person. People often make faces because of my beard, people make fun, but I believe in one thing: if you are different, you are not like others, you should appreciate, because there is one thing in this world, that you will see 100 people, but you can recognize Sikh everywhere. We have an identity. That was the time of I was finding my identity. In 2023, I have an identity. So you can say it's all about finding identity, learning things. So it's kind of a spiritual journey, learning things. I was learning Sikhi. I was propagating and preaching Sikhi. I was learning about new things. So it was kind of a journey, because the meaning of Sikh is the disciple, is the learner. So I just believe in that thought. I don't, you can say I'm just like the person who doesn't care about world, what world thinks of me, what kind of person I am. If you don't like me, you can ignore me. But I am just like, I am surrendered to my guru. So I just believe in it and I follow it. Uh, if, I think you won't, guys won't believe it. In 2019, in 2022, last, my mother was suffering from pancreatitis. So, so my father admitted her. So when she came back to the house, my family decided we will go to where my father was posted. I say yes, I will go. But say you won't go. You have to cut your hair. I said, I won't cut my hair. What is the problem? I just have to stay it. I just have to take care of her. My brother and my father throws me out of the house in the middle of the night. In the middle of the night. Then I reached out to my friend. His name is Gurmeet Singh Tinku. He lives in Delhi, Tilak Nagar. So he helped me on that time. When I came back, my family told me, how you survived? I only said one answer. I only survive because I am sick. I don't do begging. I don't believe in begging. Because in these 3 months, I was working for him, not begging for anything. Not begging for, I don't believe in begging. Because I mentioned my story is not inspiring story. It is a dark struggling story. You won't see like I read that and inspired from this. I read that inspired from this. I don't get inspired from any story. It just I choose to be this. It is it is who I am now. because when you get inspired of something, it's just like dopamine hit in your mind. In early you liked it, later on you will hate it, but I choose my identity because I realize I don't have any identity. I have to create my own identity, I have to manifest it, and that's why I choose this identity. Because in early on my name was Aryan Gautam, but now is Aryan Singh. But I can say this Singh word itself is kind of a blessing to me, because I survived because of this. I got identity because of it. I don't have any friends. I have a circle of friends because of this. I have hope in life because of this. I am optimistic because of this. I think I can do anything because of this. Because I believe there's a thing I read, there's a thing I read on internet about that in many cultures, in many tribal cultures, they believe that human also have spirits of other animals also. So I think I have the spirit of the lion, so I should act like lion. Not just so-called Singh, the real Singh, the real lion.
Very good.
Hmm.
Very good. Very good. So, how do you? Why do you? Is what I am asking. Is there any difference between Buddhism and Sikhism?
uh, I have read both religions in deeply, and I have realized that Buddhism just want to what Sikhism did. Buddhism wants to convey in early time. It came before, but due to the Brahman invasion and Aryan invasion, they because the Buddhism thought of doing things in the like more on peaceful way. We will do things, but we will not take weapon or do any violence like of it. That kind of became the weakness point of it. On the other hand, Sikhism is, you can say, kind of upgradation from after Guru Hargobind Singh Ji, because in initial Sikhism also was more on spiritual side, but after the Shahidi of Guru Arjan Dev Ji, Guru Hargobind Singh Ji said every Sikh should learn self defense, every Sikh should learn Gatka. He introduced the culture of this, and Guru Gobind Singh Ji kind of amalgamate all of these things. Like a Sikh, there's thing people often say Sikh is a Sant and Sipahi. Sant is a like saint, Sipahi means a soldier. And in life you need to be both. You cannot be the purely saint of like these things. You need to have a normal life. You also need to be the person who can self defense, who can defend others, who can defend himself. So that's why I think Buddhism is a great religion. It doesn't have any problem, but I don't really relate to it. I feel this, if there is something wrong happening, I'm going to raise voice against it by pen or by gun. Yeah.
Okay, okay, very interesting. So actually, I want to ask another question, one final question. So a lot of people are using a caste name behind the Singh, after the Singh.
Hmm.
So how the Sikh people are also using the caste after the name? How do you feel?
I just feel firstly most of their it is their personal choice, but secondly sometimes I think that if you want to just make it that third name is your less like acronym to recognize you, that because if there's all are only Sing, it can create many confusion too. It happened to me, but I think use it as just your identity name or ancestral thing, but don't take it as in caste thing also. If you are Sandhu or anything, Randhava, you can take it as your ancestral thing, but don't create it as a caste. There was no caste. In actual Punjabi culture, when I researched about it, it is mostly names created by ancestral things. These are not caste at it. If you see anyone using Randhava or Randhava,
Even Jat,
Makkar,
they are using Jat.
Jet is that's more of a diaspora thing that was created by media to kind of assassination of the Sikhi in Punjab. But I mostly think you should not believe in it. and not to be proud. I'm a proud Sandhu, I'm a proud Jat. There's only Sikh. If your choice of using it as an ancestral name, because I have one friend, he used his third name as ancestral name, not as caste. So he said to me one thing: if we use similar names, there will be a confusion. I just use my third name as my ancestral name, but I don't see as it as a caste. So mostly names that were converted into caste in the modern times were mostly ancestral names, because in Sikhism many people came from many different backgrounds. Many people came from many different backgrounds, many different ancestrals, many different ethnicities. So they used to use that third name as their ancestral identity, not the caste identity. What happened in the modern times, they created that ancestral identity overlap into a caste. Randhawa is not caste. Sandhu is not caste, and many others think the third names you hear, they are not caste. Logically they are not caste. Even if you read history, you will not get any evidence of caste, any of it. Because according, if you go to the history, Punjab mostly in early times ruled by, there was a famous ruler, I don't know his name.
Ranjit Singh.
No, no, not him. We are going into ancient time. The person who got fought with Alexander, I don't remember his name, but even on that time there was no caste. Even on that time there was no caste. But after the Aryan Brahman invasion, the caste was introduced. But in the early times, when they see they using these things as ancestral identity, many people say Aluwalia is a caste. No, that just an identity, as ancestral identity. Aluwalia is not a caste. Some say Ramgarhia is a caste. No, no, ancestral identity. There's a difference between caste and ancestral identity. So Sikhism never says that if you come to Sikhism, just remove your ancestral identity. No, keep your ancestral identity. Because Sikhism embraces nature, authenticity, natural things. So what kind of behavior?
Guru Gobind Singh removed that caste identity or ancestral tag.
Guru Gobind Singh, yes, Guru Gobind.
He made all our Shudras as a king, as a Singh.
Yes, he made all the things, because the reason of that is the discrimination that happening. You cannot, if someone belongs to the upper caste, he got thrown out of it. So that was the need of time, and I think that is itself a need of time also. But people doesn't see that. I don't believe any caste. You just see my name, there's Aryan Singh. There is no third out of it, because there's no third eye exists. There's no third name exists here. But I believe that if you want to use it, use it. That just shows what you feel and what's your ideology, and I'm okay with it. But if you really believe in Guru Gobind Singh Ji's ideology, you will remove it.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
welcome, sir.